and welcome to my Dominion game that I have made for my 112 term project. My name is Michael Wagner, and today I'll be showing you this game called Dominion. To start off, Dominion is a basic card game, or not too basic, but it's a card game. Now we can start the game. There are 3 modes, and you can also choose whether to toggle animations on or off. We'll start by having them on. If we go into the player versus player mode, you can choose up to 4 players by pressing the amount of players you have, and then you can go in and choose their names. Now, if I'm typing and I type something wrong, I can just go back and delete that and retype in the name. And then when I'm done with that, I can click continue. Now, this is the pick cards menu. So you can either choose 10 cards to play, or you can choose random. I'm going to choose random for now, and later we'll go in and choose cards. So this is the layout of the game. It's a little bit complicated, but at the bottom we have our hand, our tableau, which is where we play our cards, our deck pile, and our discard pile. At the top we have our player stats. Up here we have the standard, there's 3 victory cards, estate, duchy, province, and 3 types of treasure cards, copper, silver, gold. And down here we have our 10 kingdom cards, that were chosen at random for this game. So to start the game, I would play an action card from my hand, but unfortunately I don't have any, so I can just go in and play money. I can either play the money individually, or I could click play all, and it animates to the tableau. Now you can see I have 3 money, so I can buy a card costing up to 3, so I'm going to buy a woodcutter. But if I don't know what it is, I can mouse over it and press H, and it'll tell me what the card does. So what woodcutter does is it allows me to buy 1 extra card, and it would give me plus 2 money. So I can press H to close. Another card is the money lender. I have 4 money, so I can only buy a woodcutter. So that's the end of my turn. Now it's Shreya's turn, so I could pass my computer to Shreya, and she could click, and it would be her turn. So she has 5 money, so we're going to play all, which just plays all the money at once, and Shreya is going to buy a laboratory. So you can tell that this would just continue, and people could keep playing. I'm going to show you now the AI menu. And if we click on player versus AI, I'm going to keep animations on just to show you. And if you click player versus AI, there's only room for 1 player, so I can type in my name, still Michael, and click continue. Now we have the pick cards menu. This time I'm actually going to pick cards. I'm going to pick them sort of randomly, but just to show you that it works. And now it's a cute thing. It goes down to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So now if you notice, we have a different set of cards. We don't have the gardens card anymore, and we have a card called the village now. So it changes every time you play, and in the real game there are many cards, which I haven't had time to implement, but maybe I will. So now it's my turn, as you can see. So I still have 2 money, so I'm going to play the 2 money, and I'm going to buy a chapel. So now it's the AI's turn, so I can click for their turn, and they're automatically going to play cards. So you see they have 4 money, they play it, and they randomly buy a card that costs 4, so they bought a feast. And you can see that goes into their discard pile, and now it's my turn again. So I draw my cards. I have 5 money to play this time. I'm going to buy a laboratory. And we'll play a little bit more of this game so you can actually see how playing action cards works. So they have 3 money now. So they play their 3 money, and they're going to buy a silver. So silvers are... Now, let's say I don't want to play these 3 treasure, and I don't want to buy anything. I can click the continue button, and that just brings all my cards into my discard pile and ends my turn. You can also do that to skip playing an action. So that's their feast. So they play the feast, and what the feast does is you automatically trash it, and then can gain a card that costs up to 5, so they're going to gain a festival. Now they play their money, and they also have 5 money again, and they're going to buy a card that costs up to 5, so this mine. So they're going to play their mine, and what that does is it allows them to trash a card, a treasure card, so they're going to trash one of these coppers, and you see, and then they get a silver card, so a card that costs up to 3 more, so it sort of upgrades that card. and then actually that card goes into your hand. So now they can play it in their buy phase, as you will see in a second. Great. The last phase I'm going to go through is really quickly is the tutorial phase. So now I'm going to go through the tutorial phase. I'm going to keep the animations off for this time and just show you how that works. It's a little bit more difficult for new players because you can't really see where the cards are going, but if you already know how to play, it works just fine. So I'm going to type in my name again and press continue, and I don't get to choose my cards this time because it's a tutorial. So we have this nice tutorial screen which comes in tomato red to show me how to play. So it says, hey Michael, welcome to Dominion. It describes some of the rules of Dominion, and then it tells me the first thing I can do is click this play all button to play my cards. So now you saw there were no animations. So it tells me that each copper gives me a money, so it sees what I can buy. It says, oh, you can buy this. It tells me to look at this smithy, but I can't buy it because it costs 4. And lets me know about pressing H and how that works. So now it says I can buy this silver and tells me to buy it. Now it's my turn again. And so that's how the tutorial works. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show the end game. The game ends when 3 piles have run out of cards or all of the provinces, those 6 costs, have run out. Now I have 4 money, and I'm going to buy this gardens. I'm just going to show you how that works. The way the gardens works is it gives you 1 point for every 10 cards rounded down in your hand. And now it's my turn, and I'm going to end the game this turn by buying this copper. Bam, game's over. It says, congratulations, Michael, because I won. You can see I have a score of 5, where they have a score of 3, because I remember I bought an estate and bought a gardens. And I have 14 cards in my hand, so the gardens is worth 1. Estates are also worth 1, so that's where it adds up to 5. Now if I wanted to begin a new game, I could click that and start all over again. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.